If you want to keep growing your business, you have to be able to have the patience and the perseverance to keep repeating things until it becomes mastery.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We are back in the Leadership Stack podcast, and we are here with my good friend, Mr. Carlos Castaño. And, we've been friends for a while, and always a good time with this guy when I'm with him, when we are in client meetings. Now, hindi natin pag-usapan kung ano yung client meetings is about. But always a good times. And we have a couple of questions for him that I am personally excited about as well, kasi I know I'm going to be learning a lot, and I hope you will too. And the first question is, Carlos, thank you for joining us pala first and foremost in the podcast. Thank you for giving us time.
Thank you for having me, man.
You have been in sales and business development for, 7 years now? Going 8?
Actually, no. I've been in sales and business development for about 15 years now.
15 years. Wow. Yeah. That's a long time. You're a veteran. You're a veteran. Yeah. So 15 years, a lot of people find it very hard nowadays to stick to a job. And lalo na, when the pandemic hit, they are not sure that they're going to be able to keep their job.
Yeah,
much less,
definitely.
Much less for entrepreneurs. We're not sure if we're going to be able to keep our company, how much our safety net can take. So as a sales and business development guy, and also as a business owner, what keeps you going?
I think it all comes down to the people around you. It all comes down to not just your network, not just your community, but your friends, man. Like keeping a business afloat, especially at a time of pandemic like right now, you're going to find yourself relying on a lot of friends that you never really thought about doing business with, or, you're going to ask them for some connections or some network. So really, it all comes down to how you take care of the people around you and how much they actually learn to trust you or put their trust in you to refer you to a business. Like you just referred me to a business deal a while ago, and
good one.
It's funny that we're recording a podcast right now directly after it. Sinadya mo yun para mag-usapan dito. But I think as a business owner and as a sales and business development guy for my agency, I think that right now with the quarantine, it all comes down to how good you are to people. It all comes down to how you take care of people, how true you are to them. And I'm a guy that I say this a lot. I'm a guy who knows a lot of people, but I have a very close circle of friends. Like I don't have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people in terms of network and community, but I have very few friends, who I keep within my close circle. And during this pandemic, this quarantine, that's who you rely on already. Like I have a lot of friends who are actually distributors of brands na syempre nahirapan sila because malls are closed, stores are closed, but they reach out to me and like, hey man, can you help me by selling this online? Is there a way to? And I think that's really what kept a lot of businesses going. It's not just who you know, but how well you know them and how much you trust in them to actually. Because there's that rule: don't do business with family, don't do business with friends. You can be friends after, like us. We met, then we became business associates, then we're friends.
Yeah.
But nowadays, man, that rule is out the window. Like the first people I call now are good friends. Mm-hmm. People I trust, like you, Sean. I think to answer that question in a nutshell, it really comes down to how strong your circle is, your strong direct circle. Because whether you're selling test kits for COVID-19, you're selling masks, or you're selling speakers or Bluetooth speakers, Bluetooth headphones, or you're selling land, it all comes down now to how strong your circle is. And thankfully, throughout the years, my circle is pretty strong. It's still strong.
So I'm going to be jumping off from that answer, and just a curiosity. Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm very shy. No, it's not. I'm an extrovert, man. This quarantine has been hell for me because I don't get to see people, but I live in a condo and I'm pretty close with the security guards downstairs. I'm close with the maintenance crew. So we built a basketball court down in the basement. And
Talaga?
yeah, we stayed together, man. I got the bond. I spent my birthday with them. I
Wow.
spent my birthday with them. I spent my birthday with the park caretakers here in Makati. I'm
Wow.
an extrovert, so a lot of sales and a lot of business dev relies heavily on your character, on how much you're willing to put yourself out there. I don't recommend this job for introverts
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people will call you, they'll text you, and if you like to stay home, if you like to stay away from people, sales isn't it, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I
it's not.
know.
Yeah, you have to be able to welcome talking, which I like. I like talking a lot. I think my closest friends, although my closest friends like Monique talks more than I do,
Yeah.
so we're fine. That's why we're friends.
And
But yeah, go ahead, Sean.
di na ako aambag doon. Ako, I'm an introvert, but forced
That's
to
why
do
you're the
sales.
CEO, man. That's why you're the CEO because you're an introvert. You know,
Yeah.
that's why I'll never be a CEO because I'm too noisy.
No, yeah, I think, but you founded your business, and here's the thing. Here's what I'm gonna be jumping onto right now. You say circle of friends and how important that is, and I want to get back on that a little later on. But what I'm curious right now is you are a musician, heart and
Yeah,
soul, pare, and I
that's
want to
my first
know. And
love,
by the
man.
way, guys, you to those of you who are tuning in on Spotify, and we have a couple of thousand listeners from Spotify, you should follow this guy. Just search for his name, Carlos Castaño. I do follow him and
Yeah,
I personally listen to his music.
yeah.
You
I don't
you
think I
you
have.
yourself
Do I still
flavor
have
it.
music on Spotify? I don't think I have. I think I have one or two songs
You,
on Spotify, but my bands are on Spotify. I play guitar for Lian in the Ara, and I sing for the Metro Fantastic.
oh really?
Yeah,
Let me
I
check.
produce a lot of music for other people. So
Oh,
yeah,
sana hindi
I'm
nila
pretty spread out.
tinanggal
I
yung
told you, Sean,
akin.
I'm an extrovert. I'm super spread out, man.
Yeah, you
But
are.
yeah,
Eh.
you were saying, man, I'm a musician.
So how does that fit into the puzzle of, okay, I'm a musician and heart and soul music, I create music, I direct music, and
Mm.
I'm also a business developer. And now I'm telling people that the strength of your circle of influence is what really helps you out. How does
Mhm.
that play into things?
Well, I think being a musician, you're a performer first and foremost. Sales is performing, man. It's all about
Mhm.
performing in front of a crowd that's going to give you millions of pesos. So if you need any incentive to perform, that's a really good incentive to perform because they're going to give you your business, you know. And
Yeah.
sales really comes down to a script. It's practice. A lot of people don't do this. If you're a salesman or if you're part of the sales team of your agency or if you're selling printers or photocopiers or if you're selling books, a lot of it is practice. You got to practice.
Mhm.
So it's just like being a musician. You play guitar. I play guitar like right now. We've been recording. I've been playing the bass for about a few minutes now. But I play the bass about 2 hours a day. I play guitar about 2 hours a day. I play drums about an hour a day. And I play the
Wow.
keyboards about an hour a day. So I'm always ready. You know, it all comes down to just being ready. So like when our CEO of Stratuscast calls me and says, hey, I need you to talk to, let's say, the Honda. I need you to talk to Honda and put together something. I'm always ready because I'm always practicing. You know, I keep reading up on stuff. I keep talking to myself in the mirror because I have no friends in this quarantine life. You know, I have a plant. I talk to my plant all the time, but that's about it.
and,
But
and we laugh at these things, but dude, that's what you have to do, right? That's what
yeah,
you have
I
to
mean, if
do.
you want to be a leader, if you want to be successful, you got to work for it. You got to keep
Mhm.
doing the
Mhm.
things that other people won't do. Like if
Mhm.
someone does it 10 times, you got to be ready to do it 100 times. Nothing is accidental unless you're born into like royalty or something where everything is set. Then okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, even royals want out. I mean, look at Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle, but they left. So
Yeah.
it all comes down to what you want for yourself, how much you want it, and how much you're willing to put into the repetition of things. I believe, kasi that the key word in succeeding in anything that you put yourself out to do is mastery. It's mastery. There's a reason why it's called masters. master's in business administration, master's in marketing. When I started taking my master's a few years ago, and I finished it about 2 years later, but that word stuck with me, man. Masters. You know, parang you're a master of the universe. Like He-Man. You know? But mastery really is what, even if you're a musician, like kanina, forgive me for the analogy, but like when my friend Monique was recording her song, and then she was still getting warmed up, she hasn't sang in a while because quarantine. You know, we don't have gigs, we don't have shows. And I could feel it in her voice as the producer. I told her, hey, you haven't sang in a while. Now you're feeling like it's taking your breath. Yeah. So she just kept singing and singing. And then 20 minutes later, when we were recording the same verse, suddenly it sounded warmer. It was there. It was more powerful. It's because of that repetition. And it's just like business, man. If you want to keep growing your business, you have to be able to have the patience and the perseverance to keep repeating things until it becomes mastery. Once you're a master at that, then it becomes second nature, becomes muscle memory. I can play you the blues guitar without even looking at the guitar because I play 3 hours a day for 30 years, man. And you can put me into any room and I can sell my agency to anyone from the Sultan of Brunei to the President of the United States because it's something I keep doing. You know, it's something I keep doing. It's something I'm a master at. But if you tell me to talk about rapid test kits ng COVID-19, give me a week, man. Like I'll say, like like I was talking to that business contact that you referred to me a while ago. He was starting to ask me a lot of technical stuff, and I'm not ashamed to say, I don't know. I don't know the answer. But I can refer you to someone who can actually give you the better answer, or even the better way of saying it. Can I get back to you? I just want to, check on the numbers or check on the. That's the other thing about being good in sales. Don't lie, man. Like, a lot of people think that sales is about bloating the numbers or making up numbers, or you can't because it's digital. You're in the SEO, Sean. You know this.
Yeah.
Whatever you say can be Googled in 5 seconds. Like I can tell you, 93% Filipinos love cheese. You're just gonna Google that.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, if I'm off by 1%, then my integrity is off by 1%.
Yeah.
And that's too much, So the other side of mastery is knowing when to say, oh wait, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how to discuss that. So, but yeah, I mean, in terms of being a musician, it's really about preparation. Comes down to those things: preparation and practice, and then of course you perform.
Getting
the 3 P's: preparation, practice, and performance. It's about it.
Solid. And
it's like sports, man.
Galing na sagot mo kasi like you really tied it up with how being a musician plays it out to being a sales and business developer.
It's a plus here in the Philippines because Filipinos, we're so in love with music. Everything that we do, whether it's a TV commercial or a billboard or a radio, it has to have yung emotional na music. Like you have the Jollibee Mother's Day ads.
Yeah.
Grabe yung kanta. Yun yung tumatatak sa atin.
Yeah.
And then Gary V, all the way back to Gary V, Duty Free, yung kahit tagal mo nang nawala, babalik ka rin, diba? It's so Filipino. But it's advertising that was written by Louis Ocampo when he was in advertising. Louis Ocampo is a really amazing arranger. He wrote it with Gary V. Gary V sang it. It's still one of the best songs, man. So you can look at being a musician from a practical point of view, the things that we're used to, preparation, practice, performance, or you can even look at it from an emotional side, wherein kahit sinong kausap mo, like, okay, the other week we were talking to a huge alcohol company, and the guy that referred me to them said, gawin mo gawin mong emotional, mga tita to eh. So kailangan may lambing, may kanta, may ano. Diba? I mean, talking to the bosses of the biggest alcohol brand in Asia, kailangan pa rin may. And I did it, man. Like, when we move into this next phase, this new normal, so kinig na kinig sila. Ang cute-cute mo, iho. But that's really what it's about, man. It's about finding that song that everyone likes to sing.
Yeah.
That music that everyone wants to dance to, or that thing that me and Mo were talking about a while ago. Where, yeah, it's your song, but then when someone else hears it, they go, "Oh, this is my song too." You know,
Yeah.
it's all about relating to people, and that's what sales is about, man. You know, that's
Yeah.
what business is all about. It's about, kasi diba, I know you know this. SEO is something that's very difficult to explain to people who just really want to fix their Google. That's what they keep saying. Hey,
Yeah.
Carlos, can you fix my Google? No, I can't fix your Google. You know, but I can refer you to someone who can fix your Google. But when you start to explain it in a way that they understand, when you can relate to them already, then
Yeah.
it doesn't become about selling a product. My dad always just says, my dad is the sales head for a huge bank. So it's in the family. He says, it all comes down to offering help. Yun lang yun eh. Let me help you. You know, let me help you sell your product. Let me help you fix your SEO, or fix your CEO if you want to fix your CEO. But you know, let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. It all comes down. And if you do it in a way na malambing and they feel good,
Yeah.
they feel like it's their idea, then even better.
Bro, solid. Super
Yeah,
solid
thank you.
insights.
I enjoy
Galing.
these things. You know, I respect and love you, Sean. You're one of my favorite CEOs in the world.
Likewise.
My dream is to write a book like yours. I tried. By the way, guys, if you're watching, Sean has a book, man. Like, he's a published author. And I was like, man, I talk so much. It must be easy to write a book, you know?
It will be. Just record
Not
it.
though, it's hard. In the beginning. Let's try to start. Like, how do you start? Like, once upon a time, there was this guy named Carlos.
No,
So
I'll tell you.
I want to write a sales manual. Imagine.
Yeah, solid yun,
Imagine
pare.
if we can write that together, your expertise with all those things, and me just talking. Imagine if we can write an instruction manual for sales. It's going to be amazing because, you know, I really believe the best salesmen are musicians, man, and singers because we're used to timing.
Mhm.
Sales is about timing. The one thing that I look at every time I do a pitch are the shoulders of people in the room, left and right shoulders. The way they dip when you say a word, the way they lean back, sit down. Dude, I can share all of those secrets and it's all about timing, you know? Even the secret of repeating something that they said just to make them feel you're listening to them. And then you use it with your idea so that, remember what you said a while ago, sir, about blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly it's their idea and they're like, I'm a genius. Let's hire this guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's all about timing. You know, so like when you're playing drums or you're playing guitar or you're a singer, it's all about that timing when you come in.
Yeah.
And people can say a lot of things about me, but they can really, really say I'm one of the best salespeople that they know.
I'm sure.
Like,
I'm sure of it.
you know, so, and I work hard. So it's all about that, putting it together.